Hi ladies, Ali here from Clear Skin and Wellbeing. So today I thought I would show you the Bobbi Brown SPF 40 Skin Serum Foundation. And I've been using this for a while now, on and off. I do tend to use my Clinique City Block, which I like because it's a tinted moisturiser, but sometimes you just want something just a little bit more covering, particularly if you're going for a special occasion or out somewhere, or you just feel you need a bit more something on the face, if you like. But before I do, if you haven't subscribed before, please subscribe and also please like. Right, so first, before I apply any foundation or anything on my face, I do like to use something just to sort of help put it into the pores, because you don't want any foundation going straight into those pores. So here I have a primer from, I think this is from Rimmel, an 8-hour one. It says 8-hour primer, and it's just brilliant because it just fills the pores in, stay proof, long wearing, and yeah, I think it's really important. So I'm just going to show you here, particularly if you micro needle, because you're adding tiny channels, so you don't want to suddenly fill it in with anything colour tinted, be it a tinted moisturiser or a foundation. So always put on a something like this, you know, a primer. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit on. You don't need very much, but it does help with the smoothness also of the skin. And they're very reasonable. I mean, I think that cost me, it was less than £2, you know, they don't have to be expensive. So just massage it into the skin. Now I haven't put any makeup on as per normal, so you can see me literally in the raw. Always apply above your eyes as well. Particularly if you do wear eyeshadow, you don't want it going cakey. I don't apply eyeshadow, but usually during the daytime, but it's still quite nice to put on. And I'd also put on my foundation over, because you want to put an SPF on your eyes, on your eyelids, as well as on the rest of your face, because you don't want any sunburn on your eyelids either. Right, now the Bobbi Brown, before I show you and use it, I'd just like to say that I'm not sponsored at all. These are my own products. And so it's an intensive skin serum, so it's kind of in between, you know, your skincare and the foundation. Plus it's got, you know, nice, and it's moisturising because of the serum, and applies it quite nicely and evenly. It's what I like about it. It's got an SPF 40, which is so important. I really do think you need a 40 or over. Now my skin's quite dry and dehydrated, so obviously you get being sort of slightly older skin, so I do like something which is going to be quite nourishing and not feel too cakey either. Now it's in a glass bottle, and I think I bought this from the cosmetic company, and which basically is owned, I think, by Estee Lauder, and Bobbi Brown is under the Estee Lauder umbrella, as Clinique is, and various other brands. So yeah, so this I paid, I think it was about £35, and they range between 32, 33 to 38, depending where you buy it from, and also different in America as well, various other countries. So in a glass bottle with a pipette. So you don't need very much. I think it comes in around 18, 20 different colour combinations. What I would say is it doesn't actually tell you which combination this is. It just, I can't see anything on there. It just says to shake well, which I haven't done. Perhaps I should do that first. Don't usually, but there we go, shake well. But I can't actually see. It says it's an SPF 40 intensive skin serum. It doesn't actually say, doesn't actually tell you what shade it is on there, unless I'm being very silly. But anyway, so I go for quite a light shade. I don't like anything too dark. Actually, before I do that, I'll just tie my hair back. So I've applied my Rimmel primer, and now I'm going to use my foundation. Now when I use a foundation, there are different ways you can do it. Some people like to use their fingers and just get in there and you can just do some tapping amongst it. Some people prefer to use a sponge, but when I'm using a foundation, I do like to use a brush. Now I have seen people put the foundation onto their face, then use their brush, But I tend to find that way you end up with an awful lot of foundation, which is fine if you want that cakey look, but I just want a little bit. So I tend to put it onto my hands. So I'll just show you here. So I've put just a little dollop. You don't need much. I do find with this, if you put too much on, it can sit into the lines, particularly as you get older. So I tend to just not put too much on. It does help with the primer because it does fill in those lines if you like. So if you do put something else on top, it's not going to sink into lines. But you can always add more. So I just add a little bit and use the brush on my hand here. And then I would just slowly, in round circular motions, go up. Now, I don't like to go too high above the eye, probably about there. You can see it's a really nice coverage, but you don't want too much on. Now, one place people tend to forget is their lips. And of course, if you put foundation on your lips, one, it's a factor 40, it's going to help protect. And also, it adds a good base to any lipstick or even a lip gloss you're going to apply on afterwards. A bit more there. Maybe a tiny bit more. As I say, I like to keep it controlled, and just this brush, I think it's a Bare Minerals brush, which I absolutely love. As I say, you can control it with a brush more rather than the finger, and it's definitely better putting it onto your hand first rather than smarming it all over the face and end up with too much product. Now, remember what I said about the eyes. If you can just do a bit on the eyelids here, just to protect them. And if you want to put anything on top of your eyes afterwards, that's going to hold in better. But if not, you've got your eyelids protected also. And then not to forget the neck. You don't want a big line. This is quite close to my own colour, so it's not too bad. Now, it doesn't really have a scent to this, which is quite nice, because I don't like things which are too smelly, because then it's sort of, building up on all these scents of, be it hair products, makeup products, and then perfume and deodorant, and and you end up sort of all these different smells fighting each other. So it doesn't have too much of a scent, which is what I quite like. It's got a nice consistency. It's not too thick and gloopy. Now, you can build this up to 2 or 3 levels. Personally, one level for me, just doing this once is fine. Otherwise, you could leave it a couple of minutes and then apply again if you want a thicker coat. But I do find, and perhaps it's with you, but getting older, you have more lines, and I think the more coats you apply, the more it's going to sit into those lines. The last thing you need at the end of the day are big lines and creases from any form of foundation within a wrinkle, if you like. So just one, very lightly, so it kind of blends in as a really good base to anything else. So there we are. So once I've got that on, I would then just add a little bit of lip gloss, a little bit of something blusher on my hair or just on my cheeks, and just perhaps a little bit on my eyes, and then I'm ready to go. Again, it feels really nice. It's not too cakey, it's just a little hint. It hasn't sat into those lines because I've used a primer. Really 100% definitely use a primer when using a foundation. And as I say, I'd always recommend using a brush, not using a finger or sponge. And after you use the brush, always wash it thoroughly so you haven't got any bacteria on there for when you're applying next time. So there we are, the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum. I know you can buy still in John Lewis if you're in England at the moment. I think look fantastic, sell it. There's quite a few on the internet. If you look on, I'm not sure on Amazon, I don't think they sell it on Amazon, this particular one. But, it is around, and I would highly recommend it for the summer if you just want a slightly light coverage, but just maybe a little bit more than a tinted moisturiser. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll take my hair down now, ready to apply. And again, please subscribe, and also please like if you haven't done so before. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.